The new Labour government is to make members of House of Lords retire at the age of 80 in a bid to reduce the number of people in the unelected chamber.
Here's a summary of the article.
The new Labour government is to make members of House of Lords retire at the age of 80 in a bid to reduce the number of people in the unelected chamber. The Labour leader has previously promised he would abolish the House of Lords entirely, replacing it with a chamber of elected members. The manifesto reads, at the end of the parliament in which a member reaches 80 years of age, they will be required to retire from the House of Lords. It doesn't reflect on how other elected representatives are chosen in other countries, it's to do with the size of the House of Lords, he told reporters during the flight to Washington for his first international trip as PM. In terms of the age in the House of Lords, the simple fact is that our House of Lords is massive. It's the second biggest political chamber in the world. I think it's only the Chinese who have a bigger political chamber than our House of Lords. We have to reduce it. That is the primary driver of the retirement at 80. Labour is committed to replacing the House of Lords with an alternative second chamber that is more representative of the regions and nations. Labour will consult on proposals, seeking the input of the British public on how politics can best serve them, it reads. The cap would mean a number of senior lords would be removed, including Labour's Lord Dubs, a former MP who fled to the UK as a child from the Nazis. There are currently 92 hereditary peers allowed to sit in the House of Lords, but more than 800 across the UK. The last Labour government in 1997 got rid of most of them, but struck a deal allowing 92 to remain, with a view to getting rid of them altogether.
This post received a score of 7,600, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Given the age profile of the House of Lords, that's probably 250 plus people, reducing it by 30% or more. Good. The extremely elderly need to get the hell out of government worldwide. It's not good for society.
I couldn't imagine having the golden parachute most politicians have, only to spend the last of your senior years working. Retire early and live on vacation for the rest of your life.
And lose power? No way. Old fat cats everywhere. Haha yup. Biden and Trump are both still sticking around despite being incredibly unpopular?
A surprising amount of people don't understand that Biden wasn't elected because he was popular or effective. He was simply elected because he was not Trump.
The sad thing is the Lords has actually been the voice of reason more than a few times recently. It's part of the UK's checks and balances and does tend to take the edge off the worst governmental mistakes.
But not because they're 70 plus.
For the first time since 2013, New Jersey residents are being treated to the city's biggest fireworks celebration this July 4th. The 10,000 free tickets Mayor Eric Adams was offering have all been claimed, but a number of venues from the High Line to Hudson Yards are selling fancy $100 plus tickets to their rooftop parties and viewing points. There are still plenty of places to take in the great views for free, no tickets required.
That's not totally true. The government doesn't have a cap on new appointees. Conservatives brought in a huge number of lords to overturn the Labour majority of the 2000s. That's the main reason why the numbers have increased so much.
Anywhere that has a minimum working or voting age seems like it should also have maximum terms for service.
I think term limits would be better as it's possible to have an elderly person that is very mentally capable. The issue is that they're young when elected, but never get replaced due to the incumbency effect. Better to have term limits so anyone very old who is serving had to be elected old, rather than these people who have been in office 30 plus years. Of course this is the House of Lords which is not elected, but just speaking in general here.
The problem isn't necessarily mental capacity, although that is a problem. It's the not having to live with the effects of your legislation.
Good. Our equivalent in Canada, the senators, are mandated to retire at 75 years old.
There's a bunch of horrible hockey jokes in there.
80? Really? I'm 65 and I don't remember where I parked. 70. That's my final offer.
Can they get rid of that fucking Russian?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.